Hello there. I want to share with you guys my thoughts on why I think that for Neopixel lightsabers, you should go with 7/8 inch rather than the full 1 inch. So the two sabers that I'm going to be comparing today are from Crimson Dawn. The first one is the Crimson Dawn Destiny. That's the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi replica. And the second would be this Antares. I've, of course, made my own modifications. And if you'll notice, the blades don't look that different. One is a 1 inch, one is a 7/8. I will give you guys a moment to see if you can guess which one is which. Let me give a little comparison here. I'll also say, so this in the Antares is actually a 32 inch, and then this Destiny is a 33 inch. And then with this having a shallower emitter, it will look a bit longer. So the Antares is a 1 inch, and the Destiny is the 7/8. That's the outer diameter. So there are some pros and cons to doing the 7/8 inch versus the 1 inch. My biggest reason for doing the 7/8 inch is that it is much, much lighter. So because the Neopixel blades have the LEDs, electronics, there's foam on the inside, that 1 inch outer diameter blade is much heavier. The balance point on this Antares is just about right there, a little out in the blade. And when I originally got this Destiny, the blade that it came with was a 36 inch blade. So just a comparison right here, let me put them right at the same insertion depth. So you'll see, even if I do a little forced perspective here, these two blades look exactly the same. But of course, if I put them parallel with the line of the camera, you see that this 36 is noticeably longer. It's a little thicker, but it's also much, much heavier. When I had this installed into this blade, or into this hilt, the balance point was somewhere out here. It was much heavier out there, but with this 7/8 33 inch length blade, the balance point's closer to right here, which is right where you hold it. And so that makes a lot lighter, a lot easier to spin, a lot faster, and particularly, and this is, I'm going to go ahead and get into the pros. So the pros, with it being lighter, means for sabers like this, they have this thin neck here. It's going to have a lot less stress. You know, if you accidentally drop it or if you spin it, and it kind of scrapes the floor a little bit, you're not going to have as much potential damage, less chance that this would bend or break. Other upside is that a shorter blade can look about as long. So I showed that comparison with the 36 inch blade, and even though the 7/8 is 3 inches shorter, they look about the same, just kind of swinging around, and you wouldn't know that there was a difference if you saw both blades side by side. So that being lighter, much better. There are some downsides though, and I'll get into those. There's 3 main downsides. So the first downside is most hilts have a 1 inch blade depth. And so what I've done, and you can probably see this little bit of blade stock that is 1 inch. I got this from the custom saber shop, cut it down to meet exactly the width of this, and then glued it onto the bottom of the saber. And so this is the adapter, if you will, that I'm going to actually use for my Antares. I have already ordered a saber to come with that. So that's the first downside, is that you really need to be able to know how to either use an adapter. Different carriers sell them. Crimson Dawn does sell a 7/8 to 1 inch adapter. So you would need to either order that from them or know how to make your own. The other downside is that because it is a lighter, thinner blade, it's probably not the best for dueling. Now, I personally don't ever want to duel with a Neopixel because the blades are expensive. There's electronics in there. I'd rather use a baselit lightsaber to duel with, so that may be a non-issue. The other downside, and this is particularly because I like to order from as few suppliers as possible. I order all my sabers from Crimson Dawn, prefer to get all the parts from them as well. I'll get my day blades and things from the custom saber shop, but I try to minimize the different places that I order from. Crimson Dawn currently, the only slim line, as they call it, the 7/8 inch that they sell is a 36 inch. There's no way to cut that down, and it is on back order currently. So if you order it and put a request to get the 7/8 inch, make sure that you order the adapter first thing, and then the second thing is it may delay your order. So that's a pretty big downside. Now, I also, because of that, I have actually ordered this from Bendu Armory, and I ordered another one to go with my Antares. And so Bendu Armory does cut them to any length that you would like. So you go down to 28 inch, you can go, like I said, this one, it was specifically a 33 inch. I just wanted to kind of see what that would look like with that little extra bit. But one of the things that I really like about the Bendu Armory is that the tip illumination is fantastic. So the Crimson Dawn sabers that I've gotten, you'll notice that the tip of this 1 inch is a lot more opaque, and then the tip of this Bendu Armory kind of has more of a translucent look to it. And you see that dramatically off camera a little bit better than on camera, but let's see if I can get this to, yeah, right there. So you see how there's a noticeable dark spot right in the middle of my face right there. With the Bendu Armory, you're not going to get that. There's no dark spot there. Oh yeah, there's a really good comparison between the two. So that's why I'm going to order that from Bendu Armory. That's why I prefer 7/8 inch blades for Neopixel. You can notice there's really no difference in brightness along the blade. It's the same LED strip all the way through, so you don't get the diminished light like you would on a baselit 7/8 inch because the diameter constricts the light. But otherwise, on a Neopixel, you do not have that issue. Bendu Armory's tips are fully illuminated. The blade stock that looks like Crimson Dawn gets is noticeably darker. Crimson Dawn gets their sabers from an LGT saber supplier. You're also going to see that on Darkwill Sabers, Rebel Sabers, a couple other suppliers. So I would fully expect that if they have Neopixel, they're probably getting the blades from the same place, and they're probably going to have that dim spot. It's not really that big of a deal, but in comparison to the Bendu Armory, I'm going to go with that one for my blade. I hope you guys enjoyed and found that informative. May the Force be with you.